Hello everyone and welcome to Krafty Kenzie. I am Kenzie, of course, and today I have some super fun thrift flips for y'all, so let's go. So for my first flip, I'm just going to use this really cute little flower pot that I found at my local Goodwill. This was definitely a DIY. As you can see, it is all homemade. I think that's absolutely precious. So I was so excited to give this a little bit of a facelift. So all I did was just remove, the tags and everything, and then sanded off some like scuff marks that were on it. And these poor flowers had been through it, you guys. They look like I do most days. So I just went ahead and popped those out with my pliers and then removed some of this glue with some sandpaper, but this part was going to be covered, so I wasn't real concerned about it. So as you can see, then I just took some of that ballet slipper Waverly chalk paint and went ahead and gave this little flower pot one coat. So in between coats, I did go ahead and use my heat gun just to kind of move the process along a little bit. But on top of that ballet slipper, I went ahead and used like a, hit and miss kind of coat of the plaster chalk paint. And then after that was dry, I went in with the ballet slipper again on top of that plaster and just did like a really big hit and miss kind of coat. I had a really cool idea in my mind how I wanted this to look. Kind of like a shabby chic country style. I think it turned out really cute in the end, so just hang in there, y'all. But anyways, so after that was all dry, then I took my sandpaper and I just sanded really heavily around the edges to bring out that natural wood tone, and then I sanded over top of it to kind of bring out more of that plaster. Now I'm just going to use this leftover Easter sign from the Dollar Tree, and for once, y'all, the paper actually peeled right up for me. No problems. Look at that. Oh, so satisfying. So then I just took some white chalk paint and gave this sign one good coat. I chose to use the side that I took the paper off of because it left it kind of like textury. Is that a word? It is now. And I don't know, I just liked the way it looked. So then I went in with my sandpaper again and sanded around the edges of the sign really heavy too. I love the way that looks. That's just natural wood coming out. This just turned out so perfect, you guys. I'm so excited. So now I'm just taking some jute twine and making like a little hanger, and I did that little front knot on the front of the sign. Obviously, that's a front knot. I do that all the time with nautical rope. You guys see me do it, but I do it with twine too, so surprise. So then I took my little flower pot and I just measured out where I wanted to put it on my sign, and I went ahead and attached it down with some hot glue. And what other flower would be so perfect other than my solo wood flowers to go ahead and add to this sign? You guys, I'm obsessed. You already know. Their website is like a permanent link in my description box, so make sure y'all go check them out. I just grabbed a whole bunch of ones that I thought would look really nice with the colors of this whole sign. I thought they would complement each other. I definitely wanted to pop some green out, so you can see how I added that in there, and I just played with it and added them, and I love the way the sign turned out. You guys are gonna have to let me know down in the comments what you think. You guys, I'm so excited to announce that today's video is a mini thrift flip hop with these three amazing ladies. All you do is go down into my description box and click that link. Watch the next lady's video and then just keep clicking those links until you wrap your way back around to me. Y'all are not going to regret going and checking out their channels. They're absolutely awesome and I adore them. If you are new to my channel today, I just want to take a second and say welcome. My name is Mackenzie, aka Kenzie. I am a stay-at-home mom to 3 little girls, and I am from a very small rural town in Pennsylvania. I am obsessed with anything to do with home decor, so I love to DIY, repurpose, turn trash to treasure, craft, upcycle, recycle, and of course a thrift flip. So if you love stuff like that, you are going to love it here. I can also be found over on Instagram and on Facebook, all under Kinda Krafty Kenzie, and all of those links are in my description box of this video and in my bio. Now let's craft some more. So for this next DIY, I also found this little like cutting board at my local Goodwill. I'm going to go ahead and link that video, that whole video up in the iCards for you guys to go back and check out. You'll see all the awesome stuff I found that day. But like I said, I thought this really reminded me of a kitchen cutting board. But I wanted to make this more of a decorative like wall piece or like stand up piece. You'll see. So I took my Waverly wax and I went ahead and gave this like a good coat, you know, front, back, everywhere, to kind of make it look like a really nice dark stain. It actually matches my dining room floor really, really well, you guys. I absolutely love this color. But for the idea I had in mind for this project, it was just going to be too dark. So at first I thought I would just go over it and kind of like distress it, and then I thought, nope, let's just go for it. So I gave it like a heavy whitewash look, and I did like the front, the back, the sides, even inside like that little handle hole there. I did the whole thing. Now you're probably like, oh my goodness, what'd you do? Hang on, it gets better. I definitely wanted this to look aged and worn. For what I went for with this, old and rustic is definitely the vibe here. So after I got both sides painted, I did come in with my sandpaper and I sanded down the edges of this little cutting board to get some of that natural wood tone to come back through. And then I lightened up like not only where the white paint hit, but you know, some of the wax as well. And I think it turned out really cool in the end, you guys, like the way that this looks, because it really reminds me of something that has literally like been hanging outside, or you know, just very, very aged, very like distressed, just super farmhouse, super rustic, you know, all the fun things that we love to do here. I just want to take a quick second and thank you guys so much for all of the kind words y'all sent to me, all the prayers y'all sent up. Last week when I announced that there wasn't going to be any videos because I was preparing to go to Pittsburgh for my 3-month cancer screening, I was just overwhelmed with all of the nice things y'all had to say. It's a 2-hour drive there and back, so I spent a lot of that time reading you guys' comments and your messages that you sent me, and my heart was just so full that I was literally in tears reading all of your kind comments. It just meant the world to me that so many people were saying prayers for me and had so many nice things to say and just wishing me good luck and everything. I don't have any results back yet. It takes a little bit of time for that result to come back, so I am anxiously waiting as always, but I always say no news is good news. But it's just very difficult for me to go back to the hospital where I spent so much time, where I had 5 grueling rounds of inpatient chemo and such. So I just really appreciate your patience and all of your kindness, you guys. So moving right along, now we are just going to take some of these cute little wooden cutlery pieces that I got from the Dollar Tree. They come in a pack. You get 4 of each piece. So like 4 forks, 4 spoons, 4 knives, obviously for $1. So I just went ahead and painted over them with my elephant gray chalk paint to, you know, make them look like silverware. And you could also do this with pieces you could find at Goodwill. If you could find silverware, this would work great. I couldn't find any that day, and I did not want to use my own because my kids throw my silverware away, so, you know, like, that's kind of like gold around here. So I wanted to make these look really rusty and old and weathered, so I just painted it with the gray chalk paint, and then I used my plaster color and kind of like did like a stencil dab technique, and then I did the same thing with some burnt umber. And as you can see, the burnt umber really resembles rust a lot, and I just love the way it looks. So I just went back and forth until I was satisfied with the way they looked. Now I'm just going to take some of these salt and pepper shakers from Dollar Tree as well. I did end up doing 3. It only shows me painting 2 here, but I did use 3. After I painted them with white chalk paint, I just went ahead and sanded them a little bit to make them look rustic as well. Then I needed to kind of make it look like these little jars were attached to the board and not just like glued on. So I took some of this jute twine and just kind of gave it like a little faux hanging look thing, you know. And after I had that attached, then I did go ahead and tie a little twine like shoelace style bow and attached it to that twine. So I did do the same thing to all 3 of the little salt and pepper shakers. But I figured, you know, you don't need to see me do it 3 times. Then I went ahead and attached these down to the board. Now I wanted the middle one to kind of be like raised a little bit, just to give it some dimension, make it look a little bit different. So I did go ahead and attach it first. Like I said, I kept it a little higher than the other 2, and then I kept the other 2 as even as possible. So I did use E6000 and hot glue mix, obviously because it is glass against wood and I wanted that extra hold. And now I am just going to go ahead and tie a simple burlap bow with some of this burlap ribbon from Dollar Tree. I went ahead and dovetailed the ends of the bow, attached to the top, and this adorable little rustic kitchen piece is all done. So for my 3rd and final DIY today, I am going to take this like galvanized metal bin, bucket, I don't know, what do you call this? I'm going to call it a planter because that's what I turn it into. But I was all about removing those tags, and then I realized it's on the bottom and nobody's going to see them. But I was committed, so I gave it a good college try, but I still couldn't get them off. So I covered this entire planter with white chalk paint, the entire thing, inside out, everything. Like I said, I do turn this into a planter, and yes, I did paint the inside, but no, it is not going to house real plants because I kill them. So I stick with artificial. So it was okay that it was going to be painted inside. Now, you end up not seeing the inside, so you could skip this part, but I don't know. I was just on a roll. So, and now I'm going to take some of this nautical rope from the Dollar Tree, and it took me 1 whole rope and like 4 inches of another one. And as you can see, like where the little bucket has like that indentation where it had like a blue strip on it, I just followed along that. And I just wrapped the nautical rope all the way around, like where that blue color would have been. And it fit in so perfect. Like I said, it was like 4 inches away, if that, of just one entire Dollar Tree nautical rope covering this whole thing perfectly. So you could definitely style this for in your home, and I am actually doing it for on our back porch, which it is covered. Otherwise, I don't recommend putting this outside for obvious reasons, but I think this would be perfect for either inside or outside. Just a nice little way to like bring in some greenery, or, you know, for outside to kind of make it look like you have like a flower pot or a planter with some greenery in it, because I'm all about the artificial that doesn't require water. So I did go ahead and kind of sand down the edges of the little pail, like up on the handles and like where the little seams were, and of course around the top, just to give it that little bit of an aged look. I didn't want to go crazy because that metal is shiny, so I did not really want a ton of that coming through. Instead of floral foam, I decided to go ahead and use styrofoam, which, by the way, I cannot stand to touch, because I did not want to use so much floral foam. And this way, if it ever would get tore apart or something, I don't know. I thought the styrofoam matched better. Whatever. It gets covered anyway, y'all. So then I just used some of this Spanish moss to kind of use as a filler. I like Spanish moss, but it's not my favorite, so I definitely didn't want to use a ton of reindeer moss or my floral moss, so that's why I went ahead and just glued some of the Spanish moss down to the foam to give it like a little bit of a filler. And then I did come in with some of that just regular floral moss and just mixed it in on top, and I thought that it made it look super like outdoors, and I don't know, I absolutely love it. I think it just worked out so perfectly. This DIY definitely ties into the video I have coming out Friday for outdoor spring porch decor, so make sure your notification bell is on and you are subscribed so that you do not miss that video and all the adorableness I am going to bring for you. But these greenery picks are actually boxwood picks that I got from Amazon. They were super inexpensive, and they are actually indoor outdoor, so it's really perfect if you like to use like some artificial greenery outside like I do, because it can get wet if you don't put it in foam like I did, and it won't hurt it. But you guys, I'm obsessed with this planter. I think it turned out so pretty, and it's gonna go perfect on our porch. So here is one last look at all the DIYs that I made today, and you guys will have to let me know down in the comments which one is your favorite. I can never decide but I love to hear what y'all have to say. I want to thank you guys so much for coming along with me today. Y'all know how much I love to craft and DIY. I could do it nonstop if time would allow and my kids would allow. But I am just obsessed with how cute these turned out, and I hope that you guys are too. Do not forget to hit that subscribe button if you're not already subscribed, and give this video a big thumbs up if you liked what you saw. Whether you are new or returning, I appreciate you so much. Your support means the world, and I can never say that enough. From the bottom of my heart, I would not be here without y'all. So seriously, you guys are the best. Do not forget to go down in my description box and click the link on the next video in the hop, and go ahead and keep clicking until you wrap back around to me. You are not going to regret it, y'all. These ladies in this mini hop today are absolutely amazing, and I am nothing but honored to be working with them. I feel like a fangirl, I swear, and to be working with them is just, oh my goodness, it's just surreal. And like I said, I'm so honored and flattered. So please make sure you go ahead and hop around and check out their amazing DIYs as well. I will see you guys on Friday, like I said, with some outdoor porch spring decor. And until then, stay safe, and I'll see y'all. Bye.